there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we are talking Tia MOWRY. So anything I say in this video is alleged and in my personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act is in my description box, so let's get into it. So a couple of nights ago was the season finale of Tia MOWRY's newest reality show called Tia MOWRY, My Next Act. And oh my gosh, I have not seen so much backlash before. When did y'all turn on Tia? When did this happen? Did I miss the memo, you guys? Because I thought that y'all loved Tia. I thought y'all loved her on the game. I thought y'all loved the fact that she was married to a black man and the twin sister Tamara was not. Like, I thought it was this whole thing, and now all of a sudden, ever since Tia has divorced Corey, y'all have done a complete 180 on Tia, saying, oh, she's attention seeking and blah, 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 blah. She still loves her ex-husband and blah, 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 blah. Are we watching the same shows? Are we watching the same interviews, you guys? Here's the thing. Here's what I'll say, right? Because, you know, for me, I would say the most poignant episodes was the one where she had the breast cancer scare and everything else. That happens a lot of times where there's a lot of additional tissue built up and you have to get like another screening again. That happens a lot. And people, you know, of course, get scared and think the worst, right? And then, of course, we see Tia, maybe we can argue, maybe it was too soon for her to film this reality show if the emotions and the stress and everything else was still very much raw. I thought the other poignant episode was with Jack A. Harry when she basically exposed what went down. She said, listen, and I think I did a video on this. She said, listen, you can have the money, you can have the relationship or marriage, and you can have the house on the hill, you can have the Beach Boys, the maids, and everything else. But nonetheless, somebody at some point, once you bring kids into it, somebody gets insecure, somebody gets jealous. And basically what Jack A was saying, she had to massage the ego of the male. Of the man, because he felt a certain way that she was making more money. And Jack A also basically exposed that Corey was not being so nice to Tia because he was unemployed and was not getting long-term gigs or gigs that were significant enough that was going to continue to bring checks into the household. And nonetheless, Tia, I think for years, felt a certain type of way that she had to always be the breadwinner. And that she had to always find ways, whether it was a TV show, whether it was a movie on Hallmark or Lifetime, whether it was something on Netflix, whether it was, you know, her YouTube that I believe has almost 1 million subscribers, whether it was cookware, a cookbook, whether it was reality show with her sister Tamara, she had to always find something to continue to bring in income into the household. And I think, you know, ultimately Tia got tired and had resentment, right? I don't think, now I know some people think that Tia wants Corey back. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I think what you're seeing is somebody who realized that probably they either should have divorced Corey several years ago or perhaps never married him at all. And didn't take the proper time to realize the things that she actually wanted versus what Corey was or wasn't doing. And instead, she just decided, hey, we're just going to try to make this work. We're just going to try to rock this out. But you basically were unhappy. And you basically turned yourself into a workhorse to avoid what was really going on at home. Is how I look at it, right? And so with this show, you have these single friends who are basically like, hey, let's make a bucket list of all of these things that you've never done. Let's wall out in Vegas. Let's have, let's go to the Magic Mike show where he can lick whipped cream off of you. You can lick whipped cream off of him. He can grind on you. Let's have you get a lap dance. Let's have somebody rub your feet or whatever. That's a stranger. Let somebody just take off a random article of clothing and all of these things. Some of these things I just don't understand. I've been to Vegas several times. I joke that I felt like Vegas is my second home. And I don't even do these shenanigans. And I have an amazing time in Las Vegas. So I have no idea, what type of foolishness. And so what happened throughout this season is every time, Tia, whether she was trying to date somebody new, whether she was trying to have time with the girls or whatever else, she always had these moments where she was still having these breakdowns, right? Where she was still having these emotions, whether it was stress from the aftermath of the divorce, whether it was the stress, because I think there's several things happening at once, right? I think with Tia and the demise of her closeness to her twin sister Tamara, I think is part of this, a huge part of this, right? Where at one point in time, they were super duper close, right? And we started to see some issues regarding that reality show that they did together, right? And then Tamara, she's married with kids, everything else. And I think even Tamara warned Tia, like, to not let too many people infiltrate whatever she's got going on, right? And try to have single people tell you what you need to do in your marriage or whatever. And so nonetheless, I think there was just several issues at once that caused this breakdown, right? And so then you're dealing with that. You're dealing with not having that closeness with your sister anymore. And then you're dealing with being in an unhappy marriage, but putting in a united front, still trying to make it seem like everything is good to go, even having another kid and all these things, even though you have wanted to divorce this man for years. And it all comes to a head. It all reaches a breaking point, and you're spent. And then you're reflecting on all of these things that you thought that you couldn't do, or you were scared to do by yourself, or you thought that you weren't allowed to do, or whatever else. And so you're trying to navigate all of this, but you're still trying to have somebody there, whether it's an assistant, whether it's a friend or the cousin. And the real is you need to, and shout out to the former talk show, really I think Tia needs time alone, needs time with a therapist, and needs to get all of these people who are in her ear, because even the people when she was missing Charles, they basically didn't want her to contact Charles at all. It is what it sounded like. They did not want her to to have anything go further with him. They wanted her to remain single. And here's the thing, right? We don't know whether or not Charles, from all that we had seen on the show, he seemed like a decent person. It seemed like there was good chemistry between him and Tia. But ultimately, I think with Tia, I think she felt like she might have been falling into the same trap, which was just going all in on the first guy that, that wants to make something happen with her, which is what she did with Corey previously. And maybe she thought things were going too serious too soon with this Charles guy, and she needed more time or whatever, right? But I also think Tia wants a man that's like a multimillionaire, right? So that Tia doesn't feel like she has to do all these jobs. She has to try to find all these sources of income to continue to keep money coming into the household. I think what you're seeing is resentment. I think what you're seeing is somebody who feels that they may have wasted some of their good years on somebody that they thought was going to amount to something more than what they were anticipating, and nonetheless, it didn't work out that way. But I don't think Tia wants her ex-husband back. And it's just interesting that so many people all of a sudden know what happened in the marriage between Tia and Corey just because Corey's not saying anything publicly. For all we know, he could have been a mean person to Tia. He could have been a jerk to Tia for him being the one that was more so unemployed than her, or feeling a certain way if she made more money than him in her acting gigs. We don't know. But because it was Tia that decided to do this reality show, she's getting all the backlash. But none of you were in this marriage. Even Tia didn't even look happy on the Black Love episode. But because they were on the Black Love episode, you guys ignored all of the warning signs. And the thing is, what's crazy is a lot of the couples that were on that Black Love show are not together anymore. It was almost a spotlight on some of the dysfunction in these marriages that they realized after some time that this wasn't it. This was not worth saving. But y'all can't take this out on Tia. And now all of a sudden, oh, I'm Team Tamara. Tamara's the better sister and blah, blah, blah. Oh, because she's not out there, right? That's why you like Tamara, right? Because she's not out here doing reality TV and stuff, right? Even though she was before, and y'all had a lot to say about her then, right? But how horrible of a person is Tia if she has been able to maintain all these relationships in Black Hollywood with all of these people that she has worked with in the past for decades? How horrible of a person is she that she has been able to maintain these friendships, maintain these relationships, and all of these things, and these people wanting to come on her show, these people wanting to come on her YouTube channel, and cook stuff with her, and all the things. How horrible is Tia that all these people love her, that she gets shouted out by Beyonce, and all these things? How horrible is Tia? Or are you mad that your fantasy of Black Love did not last, but you are not looking at it from another perspective, which is maybe Corey is not what you cracked him up to be. Maybe Corey is not the person that you think is oh so amazing, and because he is saying the right things in interviews, because he is looking, I cried for myself for a year, I'm just focused on the kids and all these things, because he's not bashing his ex-wife, all of a sudden, he was the one that was wronged. No, I'm not gonna let y'all do that. I'm not gonna let y'all do that to Tia Mowry. Come on now. Now, y'all may like her or not or whatever, but ultimately we don't know what went down. But for Jack A to know the real and basically say that she flat out told Corey that she's Team Tia because of some other stuff that was going on, it's letting you know that there's a lot about Corey y'all don't know. And there was a lot that Tia was trying to keep afloat for the sake of trying to make the marriage work, for the sake of trying to have the kids, have the parents in the same household. And at some point, she had enough. But I think, like I said, what you're seeing is resentment. You're seeing somebody who feels a certain type of way, that they feel like they wasted their time. And they feel like they made all of these sacrifices and they turned themselves into a workhorse because what they thought that their husband was going to be and be the provider and be the successful person and all these things, it didn't work out that way. And so, so what you're seeing is somebody who now is having this additional alone time and is really reflecting on all of how much she really kind of ignored or put off to the side and didn't take time to really evaluate things for herself. And it's making her emotional, it's making her stressed. You wake up one day, you're in your 40s, now you're a divorced mom of 2, and you're trying to get back into the dating scene, but at the same token, you are trying not to fall back into your old habits. You don't want to be, taking care of somebody else again. You don't want to be with somebody who's not as successful as you again. because I feel like that's the root of the issue. And it's clear the demise of your closeness to your twin sister, Tamara, is also taking a huge toll. I think, to be honest with you guys, I think Tia has let go and has moved on from the Corey hearted of it all. I think she's okay with that being done. I think the real issue is whatever is going on between her and Tamara. But she obviously is not going to outright say what the issues are for protection of the family and protection of everything. Just like she hasn't really outright said why she ultimately divorced Corey. She's really kind of kept it cute, and other people have kind of alluded to some things. But really, for the most part, I think this is more about her and Tamara having an issue, whatever that issue is. And Tia feeling a certain type of way, because I think before she was able to at least distract herself with work and her sister Tamara, regardless of what was going on in her marriage. But now that she doesn't have Tamara, and now she has to take a closer microscope and look more closely at this marriage, she realized she couldn't do it anymore. But I know some people are like, oh, your single friends, they're the ones that caused you to get a divorce. No. I think Tia was checked out before these friends even came into the picture. Now, do I think these friends are healthy for Tia? No. I think they're giving bad advice. Because it's just, they want to be in this party all the time persona, hook up with different people persona, and this and that, and that's not who Tia is. Tia is a relationship type of girl. She's a marriage type of girl. She's a person who likes structure and order and is OCD about several things. So you're trying to turn her into somebody wild and loose in their 40s, and it's not going to happen for her. Just like even with the checklist of the things that they wanted y'all to do, she reworked it to make it work for her. Just like I think a stranger was supposed to kiss Tia, and she had a baby kisser. So it's things like that, to where Tia is always going to make sure she's going to control whatever narrative. She's going to control whatever she feels is going to make her the most comfortable. But I don't understand some of this backlash, because even Tia said herself at the end of the episode that there was a lot of women who were going through similar things as her that resonated with her, that resonated with the moments of having these breakdowns and all of these things happening, and really appreciated her bringing this rawness to the show. Now, were some things a little bit ridiculous? Yes. But I think the emotions of Tia being upset about the demise of the marriage and the demise of everything else, and her relationship or lack thereof right now with her twin sister Tamara, I think that definitely is legit. But some of the other stuff I just think was just foolishness and hijinks just to produce a reality show, which is nothing new. But the hate that Tia is getting is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. None of y'all were in this marriage with Corey, and all he has to do is just say the right things and not bash his ex-wife to the public, and boom, you're on his side. But y'all don't know what happened. Y'all don't know what went down. And if he's so amazing, why isn't Jack A keeping it a buck with Tia and telling her, I know everything that happened, and I'm Team Corey? She said right to Tia's face that she is Team her, and told Corey she's Team her, which means she knows what really went down. She knows what really is up, because she alluded to something similar that happened to her when she was around, when she was younger and everything else. But don't take this out on Tia just because you're mad that she's the one that decided to do this reality show. Now, whether or not it was a good look, I don't know. But nonetheless, it's not going to stop the checks from coming in. Tia still has a holiday movie coming out with Ron Riccio, who I love, that is probably going to be good. So she's not hurting for money or for success or anything else. I think Tia just misses her sister, number one, and misses that closeness. And I think her next relationship, and if she gets married again, she wants somebody that she feels is on her level. She wants somebody who is just as successful as her, or even more financially, has more money than her or whatever, so that she doesn't have to feel like she has to continue to be this workhorse and can take more time off like her sister Tamara does, and doesn't have to be in a movie all the time, doesn't have to be spending hours on set filming a TV show all the time, and can have more time at home with the kids. I think that is more so the issue and why Tia is resentful. But I feel like, with this show and Tia seeing how she has come across, and even maybe seeing some of the reviews of people just being mad, that she's really going to kind of take a look at this and utilize this to try to make some better decisions for herself. And understand that you need to be comfortable doing things on your own, and that your sister's not always going to be there, and a husband's not always going to be there, and the kids are not always going to be there. You have to be happy. You can't sacrifice your happiness for other people, because you're going to end up like what happened now, which is being resentful and being pissed off and feeling like you missed out on something because you were so worried about making everyone else happy, you ignored your own happiness. So there's that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.